So probably the biggest elephant in the room, ever since this company was purchased by Microsoft, you've seen nothing but a bunch of narratives completely do a 180. As Big Cloud already said that they were going to do, I figured that was going to be the case, and well, we're back here. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how the narrative goes as I talk about what I'm about to talk about. Now, again, back when ZeniMax was purchased by Microsoft, I made a bold prediction and a bold claim that I don't see those games necessarily being strictly exclusive to Xbox. I see those games being used strictly to push Game Pass and Xbox for sure, you know, obviously because they're owned, but I don't see them making their money strictly from being on PC and Xbox. $7.5 billion is a big investment. Now, granted, they could make their money on Xbox doing this, but let's keep it real. If Microsoft was the marketing leader, I probably would not have this tone that I'm having right now. Microsoft's current stance in the console market, especially with the Xbox brand as of late, is in the bottom three. See what I'm saying? They're in the bottom three. Nintendo, even though Nintendo is not directly competing with Sony or Microsoft, Nintendo is dominating the market right behind Sony in general with the Nintendo Switch. There's a reason why I don't talk about Nintendo, and it's mostly because Nintendo is in the sidelines doing their own particular thing, and they have their own issues to, you know, go about it in the long run. But again, that's another story. That's Nintendo. Nintendo is clearly cleaning house with PlayStation. Microsoft is in the bottom three, okay? That's their leverage in the market right now. Now let's go ahead and talk about this. My big theory for this console and for these games was more than likely they were going to go to PlayStation and Nintendo if possible in the long run, because Microsoft wants to see a what, people? When you're a business and you make a big acquisition, you always look at a what, people? A return on your investment. That is a big investment. $7.5 billion. You don't drop $7.5 billion on an acquisition unless you see huge dollar signs. And I hate to break it to you guys, it ain't Game Pass. Game Pass not the big dollar sign. Remember, and this is from Microsoft, it's not from me. Microsoft already confirmed they weren't making profit for Game Pass at the time of purchase of Bethesda. But people went into these little, they went into these crazy little theories involving this platform. And again, as you guys clearly can see, it's not the case. But we're going to go ahead and talk about this now. This whole information comes courtesy of TechRadar. And this is what they said. Bethesda games will get preferential treatment on Xbox Series X. Now, preferential treatment can mean really a few things. It can be exclusive DLC for one, which more likely we can definitely say is more likely the case for this particular situation. As you guys already know, games like Doom loves to have DLC, and you know they're going to push that. You know it's going to happen. But is that the case for the actual games? That's definitely part of the reason. I would say that's part of it. But let's add more to this. That can also mean that Xbox Series X is going to have the better looking version of these particular games, which again is definitely something to take in consideration because Microsoft owns the platforms, okay? So that makes sense as well. I can see them pushing visual fidelity more so on Xbox with these games and then porting them to PlayStation 5 and Nintendo if possible in the long run. And that's more likely the case with these games. And you know what's funny? That's really no surprise to any of us. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the actual article. And I quote, while Xbox head Phil Spencer has been cautious when talking about Microsoft's recent Bethesda acquisition, a new statement from the company's CFO, Tim Stewart, has given Xbox and PC gamers the news they've been waiting to hear. Games are going to be either first or better or best on Xbox Series X and PC. Stewart made the remarks during the Jefferies Interactive Entertainment Virtual Conference on November 12th, but prefaced it by saying that Microsoft has no intention of pulling all of Bethesda's content out of Sony or Nintendo, which means we'll still get games like The Elder Scrolls 6 and Starfield on multiple platforms. Here's his actual quote. I'm not announcing pulling content from platforms one way or the other, Stewart said, but I suspect you'll continue to see a shift towards a first or better or best approach on our platforms. Unfortunately, Stewart's language is a bit vague. Here are better can include everything from improved resolutions, which I just said, and frame rates to exclusive DLC. But their statement is relieving news for PS5 and Nintendo Switch gamers, as it officially confirms the company's stance on keeping Bethesda a multi-platform developer. There you guys go. Enough with the silly theories, enough with people trying to throw this company out here as an exclusive company, which I said before is more than likely not the case. It doesn't make sense. You don't drop $7.5 billion on a company on a console that's in bottom 3 and expect to see a huge return on investment. It doesn't work like that. It will never work like that. You have to look at it from a realistic perspective and a business sense. And the business sense says PS5 is the top platform. You got to have those games on PS5. Nintendo Switch is another top platform. You got to have those games there. And obviously, you got to shine out your own way. How do you shine with your version of the Xbox version? Easy, by making priority that your console version runs better or has better visuals than the competition. There you go. There you go. Enough. I said this months prior and I stand here corrected today. That is the video. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. I'll see you guys tomorrow with any more news, as you guys already know the deal. This is Big Cloud Gaming. Thank you guys so much for watching this late upload, and y'all be blessed. I'm out of here. Deuces.